Hello everyone. We are back with another exciting and drama-packed update from TV Days Drama Digest. If you missed today's episode of Days of Our Lives, don't worry, we've got all the juicy details right here for you. September 6, 2024 brought intense confrontations, shocking revelations, and emotional turmoil. Let's dive right into what happened. One of the central plot lines today revolved around Maggie and her struggle with the news that Brady might have been responsible for Sarah's accident. Although Maggie was devastated to hear about Brady's involvement, her love for her family overruled her anger. She couldn't bring herself to abandon Brady in his time of need. Maggie has always been the kind of woman who fights fiercely for those she loves, and this situation is no different. Despite the accusations against Brady, Maggie has a gut feeling that something is off. How could the man she practically raised, who had been through so much, commit such a horrible act? The idea of Brady leaving Sarah unconscious on the side of the road feels almost impossible for Maggie to accept. She knows Brady is capable of making mistakes, but deep down, she refuses to believe he could do something so cold-hearted. Even though her heart aches for Sarah, Maggie is determined to support Justin as he tries to help Brady out of this mess. After all, family is family. But as Maggie wrestles with her conflicting emotions, she can't shake the feeling that the truth is far more complicated than it appears. Interestingly, Maggie isn't alone in her doubts. John, Brady's father, also senses that there's more to this story than meets the eye. Brady's inability to recall the events of the accident has left John deeply unsettled. How could Brady, who has struggled with addiction and guilt before, find himself at the center of such a tragic incident again? John is no stranger to Brady's past mistakes, but this time something feels different. Both he and Maggie begin to suspect that someone else might be responsible for Sarah's accident. As the plot thickened today, we saw Sarah slowly beginning to remember the night she was run over. Although her memories are fragmented and blurry, one detail stood out: she caught a glimpse of the driver. And while she couldn't clearly identify them, it was enough to make her wonder whether Brady was truly behind the wheel that night. Sarah shared her foggy recollections with Xander and Fiona, setting the stage for a potential revelation. As Sarah starts piecing things together, Fiona grows increasingly anxious. The truth is, Fiona was the one driving the car that hit Sarah. She's been living in fear, hoping that no one would find out, especially since Sarah's memories had been vague so far. However, with each passing day, Fiona's paranoia increases. Sarah's cryptic remarks have her on edge, and the fear of being exposed looms large. The possibility that Sarah may remember seeing a woman at the wheel has Fiona in a state of panic. Could this be the moment when all of her lies unravel? Fiona knows that if Sarah realizes she was the one behind the accident, her life will never be the same. Elsewhere in Salem, Eric found himself wrestling with his own demons. After reuniting with Brady at the police station, Eric couldn't help but empathize with what his brother is going through. Eric is no stranger to guilt, having carried the weight of Daniel's tragic death for years. It's a burden that has haunted him, and now, seeing Brady in a similar position, those old feelings resurface. But today's episode took an even more dramatic turn when Eric came face to face with Edge. The tension between them was palpable, and their confrontation quickly escalated into a fiery exchange. The two men have a long history of bad blood, and today was no exception. As they argued over Nicole and past grievances, it became clear that neither was willing to back down. The confrontation reached a boiling point as both men hurled accusations and dug up old wounds. For Eric, The guilt of his past sins only intensified as it relentlessly reminded him of his failures. This clash is far from over, and viewers are left wondering how far Eric and Ij will go to settle their differences. In the park, a separate drama was unfolding as Holly confronted Tate. Their conversation initially seemed innocent enough, but things quickly took a shocking turn when Tate accidentally let slip a devastating secret. Holly had long believed that her father's death was a tragic accident, but Tate's words hinted at something more. When Tate mentioned that she had forgiven Eric, Holly was taken aback. Forgive Eric? What could he possibly have to do with her father's death? As Holly pressed Tate for more information, the truth began to sink in. Eric, the man she had looked up to, was responsible for the accident that killed her father. The weight of this revelation hit Holly like a ton of bricks. The betrayal, the lies, how could Eric have kept such a huge secret from her? Holly's world came crashing down as she realized that Eric had robbed her of the chance to truly know what happened to her father. Her anger boiled over, and she was left questioning everything. When she finally confronted Eric later, it was an emotional and explosive moment. Holly was consumed by rage, and she made it clear that forgiveness was far from her mind. Will Holly ever be able to forgive Eric for what he's done? And how will Eric deal with the fallout of his actions? As the dust settles on today's events, one thing is clear: things in Salem are about to get even more intense. Maggie's inner conflict, Fiona's dark secret, Eric's confrontation with Ij, and Holly's devastating discovery have all set the stage for major drama to unfold in the coming days. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.